Let's do it. Yeah, what's up? Change recreation. So you want to recreate scene based on the police investigation data? This is the time the body was discovered when the police were investigating the scene. I've recreated the scene. Examine. Originally, Mr. Cameron's body was here. In order to be consistent with the fake photo, he was moved to the center of the flower beds. Then the footprints going back and forth from the body, could they be? Indeed, there's only one possibility at the moment. These footprints were probably left when the body was moved to the flower beds. I was actually going to try to pick up his phone, but whatever. This is where the body used to be. Won't rest until I've inspected everything. It's just weird that there's no blood there. This seems to be the only area without any snow. It must have been melted by the fire caused by the child at the orphanage. The disasters just keep coming from this orphanage. After the fire, multiple murders occurred. After the fire. If the snow had melted, wouldn't that mean... yeah, that there would be blood here. The blood spatter above the snow. There certainly was a substantial amount. It's almost as if the murder was actually committed here. But Mr. Cameron should have been attacked near the snowman. Exactly. In that case, this blood must belong to someone else. What? But the police report said this was Mr. Cameron's blood. The one in charge of this case was Blaise DeBast. It would have been simple for him to falsify that information. Wouldn't it be faster to just clean up the bloodstains rather than falsify the information? You wouldn't be able to do that. Think about it. Blaise knew that Mr. Cameron's body would be discovered here, in which case the forensic department would naturally become involved. Yeah. A luminol reaction. They would have discovered it with the power of science. Precisely. It would have been difficult to completely erase all traces of blood. However, falsifying the result of a blood test would be much easier in comparison. Exactly, because it's not like they'll be looking for it. They'll see like, man, that's a lot of blood on the ground, and just go with it. He would have have to just switch the results from the forensic reports. What a bummer, knowing these documents were I read were falsified. Looks like Mr. Cameron's clothes were completely soaked in blood. The blood scattered here got onto Cameron's clothes. That would mean at the time the bloodstains here had not dried yet. I see, so then this certain someone's blood was splattered here just a short while before Mr. Cameron was murdered. Indeed, that's exactly right. However, if that's the case, wouldn't a new contradiction arise in recreation? Serious. This spot's somehow connected to any of that. It's just really weird because the fire happened afterwards. Prior to the incident, there should be blood there. Thank God. I was worried it wasn't going to count it. There's a clear contradiction. Huh? You mean this bloodstain? Do you see how this bloodstain is broken up by the remains of the fire? This is proof that the fire occurred after the blood had scattered around the area. They burned the area to hide that there is a murder there. Huh? But I thought the fire occurred before the murder. Seems that information is suspect as well. If the fire had broken out after the murder, then the child who started the fire should have seen the body and the bloodstains. Why then did they not come forward as a witness? It's likely that would have put Blaise at a great disadvantage. He killed a fucking kid. Guess we'll need to investigate this fire in more detail. Hey you! Yes, sir? There should be some records of the fire in the police department under a different case file. I want you to bring me every last investigation report about the fire. Understood, Shifu. Oh, and one more thing. What is it, sir? Contact the House of Lang and Zhang Fa. There should be evidence from this case in my old man's room. What do you mean? I just remembered why I recognize this scene. A long time ago I saw a picture in my old man's room. There's a drawing resembling the scene. What did you say? However, I think it looked like something a child drew. A child? Then the artist may have been the culprit behind the fire. It should still be somewhere in my old man's room. Have them send it over here. I want a fax right away. Understood, sir. Complete. Oh, thank God, give me all my health back. Oh, yes. Beep boop. Shifu, I'm back! I brought the information on the fire the kid started and a photo of the drawing in your father's office. And also, oh, I've been waiting for this. Hurry up and hand him over. God, you're fucking slow. The information held by Agent Lang's father. What? This is it. This is exactly what I remembered. What the fuck is this shit, dude? Really? Good lord. This was the picture drawn by the child depicting the night of the incident. Sure looks like it was drawn with the child's touch. Just I thought the one who drew this is most likely the child who started the fire. Look, but that's the, that's Dogen or whatever. He fucking killed the president. Or kidnapped the president? I don't fucking know. He was in on it. Oh, that's why Roland was really worried about him, because he could flip on her. Shifu! Well now, sorry, but it's gonna have to wait. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. What do you think my old man had this? Perhaps he obtained it during the course of his investigation into the incident. Although I don't know why he would have concealed it. Agent Lang, might I be able to see the details of the fire? Sure. Allow me to read it post-haste. Post-hasting this. Hasting. The boy who started the fire stuck out of bed on the night of the incident. Seems the boy went missing several days later. Yeah, I wonder why. What? Don't tell me you witnessed something you shouldn't have. Yeah, that's what the fucking picture drawing was, right? That's horrible. He was only a child after all. Well, I'd hate it for that to be the case. We can't rule out the possibility entirely. Huh. Apparently the boy left some stuff behind at the orphanage. It was taken as evidence. Interesting. What's this? Oh, the thingy. From the doll. That's... What's this doing here? Muzilla! Huh, Mr. Prosecutor, you recognize this? Yes, I know one piece of evidence that's related to. Which piece of evidence is related to the thing left behind? Can I have the actual doll? Yeah, there we go. Take that. I don't know what it's doing here, but it's what the missing isn't that the missing horn from this Mozilla doll? No way, you mean this came off the president's? You know of it? I've noticed the president kept it close as a decoration. I've always thought it was strange how one of the horns was missing. If you twist the horn, this doll has a playback. Will play back any previous recorded audio. So if we place the missing horn back in the place, we might be able to hear a different recording. Oh my fucking god, I didn't even think about that. That actually might be the case. Jesus, Kay, you're actually a genius. Indeed. It is possible. The doll is currently on the 51st floor of the Grand Tower. I mean, I doubt it, but it's possible. Hey, you! You heard that right? Yes, sir, I'll be right back. The thing's gone. Shifu, I got it! The Mozilla doll! I actually am shocked. Well done. Give it to the prosecutor over there. We insert the horn found in the orphanage in the stall. It's a perfect fit. Well, can you hear anything? Mr. Huang, it's Amy. It's been a while. Hello? I saw the news that you would be coming to this country. I was really nervous about doing this, but I decided to send you a message. Please stop the playback. Huh? Judge Courtney. What's wrong? Stop it now. Okay. It's a boy. Your son. He's just been born. I'm sorry. That's all I wanted to tell you. His name is John. John Marsh. It's a fine name for him, don't you think? Who would have guessed? Ah. Marsh. Did she say John? I'll be waiting in the courtyard of the orphanage at midnight on February 9th. Even if it's just once, I want John to be able to meet you. I'm sorry if I'm being selfish, but I'll be waiting. Who would have fucking guessed? Got some president dick. No way, that was my... John. What's the meaning of this, Miss Courtney? John is not my biological son. He's adopted. Did John know about this? Actually, I'm kind of shocked that he's actually even adopted. Not gonna lie. Someone was fucking the president. Of course he knew. John's mother, Amy Marsh, passed away about 5 years ago. Well, at least she didn't die there. Bright side. She and I were cousins. Since we were young, we've always been really close. We were often mistaken for sisters. That's why when she passed away, I thought it was only natural that I'd look after John. Also, there were circumstances which prevented me from revealing his father's identity. I never even told John his father's name. And now it's all been revealed, thanks to the recording on the doll. Did John's mother send the doll to the president? Hey, John, was he, the president, really my dad? He, the president, really my dad? Yes, he was. Before you were born, Amy worked as a diplomat in Zhengfa. Ha ha! Yeah, diplomat, a different kind of diplomat. So that must be how she became acquainted with the president. Hang on, didn't you tell me she worked at the orphanage? Yes, after returning to this country, Amy left her job as a diplomat. Yeah, because she got knocked the fuck up. She always had great passion for charity work. So she began working at the orphanage. Hey, Miss Courtney. So this Amy girl, she called the president there herself, but she never showed up at the scene of the SS5 incident. What's with that? Amy couldn't make it. Apparently someone had been following her that whole night. Perhaps it was Blaze. I can't say for certain, but it's possible that it was his doing. Yeah, it was probably, I wouldn't be surprised if it was connected. After that, Amy never got another chance to see the president again. So she died 5 years ago. This conversation must be painful for John. Oh, right. Hey, John. You thirsty? How about I buy us both some juice? We can go together. I'm part of this too. I'll listen until the end. Besides, I can afford to buy my own juice. Shot down by a kid. I'd buy juice with you, Kay. John, do you understand the reason I met with the president 2 days ago? A secret meeting from 2 nights ago. I wanted to tell him about Amy's death and that you were alive and well. But I see. So that's why you couldn't tell us the reasons for your meeting with the president until now. Until everyone already fucking knows. I get it. She'd have had to reveal his connection with John. I brought a bouquet of lion lilies because that's what Amy liked. So that he would understand I truly did know about Amy. Those flowers are a dear memory to the President and Amy. The first present she received from the President was a bouquet of lion lilies. But now even he has passed away. If only he were still alive. Perhaps I could have introduced him to John. Shifu! I'm sorry to interrupt this atmosphere, but there's something I need to say. Oh, what is it now? Candace Wade. Well, actually, there's one last item that's been delivered here from Zingfa. I have the President's will. What? The President's will? My old man received a great number of special medals from the President himself. As a token of his trust, the President left his will in the protection of the Lane clan. Those medals and that will, they're the pride of our family, our clan, our family treasure, so to speak. Huh, wow. We ain't getting fucking jack shit. This is. Agent Lang, does that have something to do with the current case? You bet it does. It says here, I hereby acknowledge John Marsh as my own son. What? John's name is in the President's will. Are you certain that the will was written by the President? Yeah, he entrusted it to the Lane clan even before the SSS-5 took place. They'll have to appraise it back home, but by the name of the Lane clan, this is the real, genuine deal. Di Zhonhuang was the president of an entire nation. The existence of his son would have caused considerable controversy. However, he left behind a will just in case. This makes it doubly sure. I still can't believe it myself, but there's no room to doubt. John Marsh, you are the son of Di Zhonhuang, president of Zingfa. I don't think there was a doubt. Was Courtney fucking lying? No. John. Bye. John. That is kind of fucked just to learn. Oh, hey, by the way, he's your dad. Oh, by the way, he literally just died. Thank you. But I mean, I don't think anyone doubted it. April 6th, 4:51 p.m. outside Grand Tower temporary film lot. John. So that guy was my dad. Found about his own birth so suddenly. And furthermore, his newfound father is no longer in this world. I'd always been searching for my dad. John. I get it, alright? He's the president. I know it's complicated. But we even met face to face during the filming. So then why? Why didn't he tell me who he really was? I'm sorry, John. You don't need to apologize. No matter how you look at it, it's all my fault. Yesterday I broke my promise with you and I didn't even notice the fire on the roof. So I destroyed everything. I crushed it all. My dad, and those flowers that my mom carefully grew. John, please for now, just don't think about anything. Just stay like this for a little while. Just for a little while, okay? The bond between a parent and child. That's the meaning between lion lilies. I know it's not my style, but that flower is from Zingfa. However, we have no means of protecting that bond. Agent Lang, allow me to say this. The case won't be solved by sentimentality alone. Therefore, shouldn't we do all we can to solve it? Yeah, you're right. The recreation of the past is finished. Were your father's deductions correct? My old man took his deductions to the grave. He never told anyone about him. So, who knows if they were right or wrong. In that case, what about your own deductions? I would like to hear what you think happened based on the recreation. In order for us to get closer to the truth of 12 years ago. Yeah, I was thinking about it that time. Huh. I can see it now. My old man's back. Real close. I'll catch up to him for sure. To the truth that my old man discovered. God damn it. Truth of the SSS-5 incident. There's no mistake that the president went to the orphanage. The stuffed toy is proof of that. He was planning to meet it with Amy Marsh. However, the president was kidnapped, and Cameron just happened to witness it. If Cameron hadn't been there, it probably would have been just the kidnapping with no murder. Afterwards, the body was moved to the flower beds and a fake photo was taken. Was that what really happened 12 years ago? Really? However, there's still one thing I don't get. Something you don't get is this. Why did they need to take a fake photo? Why would they go through all that trouble and even make the president take part of the photo? That's true. However, the answer to that riddle must lie somewhere within. Once we get past the layers upon layers of deductions, we shall surely reach it. Yeah, that's right. I'd like to hear your deductions as well. Deductions as well. There's no mistake that the president went to the orphanage. Yeah, duh. The stuffed toy is proof of that. He was planning to meet it with Amy Marsh. The stuffed toy is proof of that. He was there. There was that little fucking doodle over here. You mean the stuffed animal one with the recording device? That's right. Inside that toy was a remote recording from John's birth mother, Amy Marsh. Indeed, she said that she would meet it with him at midnight. You two are perfectly in sync. Truth is becoming clear, like you're peeling off the layers of a scallion. Okay, a scallion doesn't have anything on the inside. Please don't make such foreboding analogies. The truth is becoming clear, like you're peeling off the skin of a wolf. What? Can you stop making those foreboding analogies? Let's get back on track. However, the president was kidnapped, and Cameron just happened to witness it. If Cameron hadn't been there, it probably would have just been a kidnapping with no with no murder. He hadn't been there, you say. That's an interesting theory. You gotta explain it in more detail. It's simple. Cameron was killed because he saw the kidnapping. Kidnapping itself was a success. If he hadn't been there, no blood would have been spilled. Oh, add that, add it. No blood would have been spilled. You make it sound like it was his own fault for being there. Okay, that's not it. What Agent Lang's trying to say is, simply, besides Mr. Cameron, there were no other casualties at the crime scene. Yeah, duh. Oh, is that all? Of course that's obvious. The president was kidnapped, but once the ransom money was paid, he was returned safe and sound. Was he? That sounds like an obvious point, however. Something about it bothers me. I may need to reevaluate the evidence once more. You don't explain things to your assistant? I still have one last thing to confirm. Nice. I wanted him to add it to his testimony. Let me click in. Sit the fuck down, Lang. Sorry, I like you though. If the eyewitness Cameron had not been there, no murder would have taken place. Is that really the case? The criminal's goal was only to kidnap the president. If there were no witnesses, there would have been no need to commit murder, right? What if Cameron wasn't the only one who was murdered? Yeah. There's a large blood stain near the flower beds. However, Cameron was murdered. Near the snowman. Ergo, the blood stain could not have belonged to Cameron. Unless they, like, held his head while they moved the body. Someone else's blood was spilled, and quite a vast amount of that. At that. Hey, Mr. fucking prosecutor. I don't fucking care. Do you have any idea what you're saying? I do. It's hard to believe. However, this is what the evidence indicates. On that night, 12 years ago, there were 2 murders. Are you saying that the other murder was covered up? Yep. Who? Just who the heck could have been killed? A murder that was cleverly concealed. All traces of it were erased, and the incident itself was completely deleted from the case files. However, there's one thing, one piece of evidence that still remains intact 12 years later. This piece of evidence shows that something happened that night. Yeah, the kid that, what's-his-face, killed the president.